There was a distinct moment when I started to become highly skeptical of Donald Trump's most vocal opponents. It was January 19th.
Donald Trump needs to shut the fuck up.
That was the day I first saw the now infamously disliked Tuck Frump video, currently sitting with a rating somewhere between ISIS and Paper Cuts. Explaining why people hate that video is like explaining why people hate the new Ghostbusters trailer. There are several factors at play. You can pick your poison. But one of the factors commonly cited in the comments on that video is the use of children in the role of propagandist, and this group uses this tactic frequently.
Fuck you, racist fuck.
Wow, racist dick? Fuck that sexist shit.
I initially thought this was a distasteful strategy unique to this group, but since January, several more examples have surfaced in an unsettling trend. In a recent case outside a Trump rally in Indiana in early May, children were organized in a row street side to shout profanities at passerby Trump supporters. A few things to highlight here. Children up front, adults in the back. I'm going to assume this is a tactical choice and not simply an effort to get the children the best view of the amazing show of passing traffic. You have children shouting profanities at strangers and adults laughing at the display. You have this guy who decided this was a suitable outing for his toddler, and you have parents who put their children in the embarrassing circumstance of holding these two signs side by side. Fuck you, Puto. But hey, no hate in our state. In some cases, the narratives of these kids get a little more complex, and there are some actual arguments starting to form. What happens when you blend a parent's political slant with the immaturity of a child's mind? Well, actually, some of the most persuasive activism I've seen in this election cycle so far. In New Jersey, this young man was assisting in the noble cause of ripping up other people's political signs and littering the remains. He explains his reasoning with a reporter on scene.
Do you support Trump? Do you? No, I do not support Trump.
Why not?
Because he's just a loser that is gay and has no life.
Unlike that cool billionaire, Bruce Wayne. Honestly, this is still a more compelling argument than I've heard from a lot of other Trump protesters. How is Trump a fascist?
If you don't realize that, then I can't fucking tell you.
How is he gay?
Because, do you see his haircut? Like, what kind of haircut is that?
Evidence. I like this kid. Continue.
So you really think Trump is gay?
I really do. I really do.
What proof do you have of that?
I don't have no proof, but just look at his face.
This kid is killing it. He even has the humility to admit when he lacks evidence, and he's just speculating. Honestly, argued like a pro in comparison. In a final example, News in Connecticut reports an 8-year-old boy is organizing anti-Trump rallies in his town purely out of his own motivation. Call me a skeptic, but that sounds like a little kid organizing a pro-broccoli or an anti-candy rally out of his own motivation. The kid set it all up himself, but funny, there are plenty of parents available and eager to supervise this indoctrination playdate.
I kind of think Donald Trump is a businessman, and he really only cares about money. Like, it would have been a lot of money, but he could have helped the environment. He didn't. Donald Trump is racist, sexist. He doesn't let people have their own ideas.
This might seem like the tamest example. These children are fairly well spoken. They aren't yelling vulgarities at strangers like the kids in the other examples, but I put this one last because I actually find what these children are saying to be the worst. Children behaving childishly, like flipping off strangers or calling celebrities gay, isn't as bothersome as the indoctrination of children disguised as virtue. Think about this line fed to this child by his parents. Donald Trump is a racist, he's a sexist, and he doesn't let people have their own ideas. Just like your parents. The people filling the heads of children with the concepts of racism and sexism instead of baseball and ponies. We don't like that Donald Trump trying to control thought, so we'll control the thought of our children in protest. We'll raise our children to repeat repeat lines rather than think critically. That'll show that ideologue. Think about what this tactic says about the adults involved. Whether it's at the Tuck Front production meeting or a parent-teacher meeting in Connecticut, a group of adults got together and said, hey, I think we've got a great political message here. But imagine how much more persuasive it'll be when argued by a child. Think about some of history's great persuasive messages. The Declaration of Independence, the Gettysburg Address, I Have a Dream. These messages were not delivered by children because these messages didn't rely on gimmicks to persuade. When you've decided your political message is most persuasive and best delivered through the mouth of a child, when a child is your most credible messenger, when you use a child as a shield from rebuttal, that's a problem. It shows you know your argument is weak, and so you hide it behind a messenger immune to criticism, even if that means a child is your ideology's sacrificial lamb. I understand hating Trump is serious business, but on this issue, I'm with Helen Lovejoy.
Somebody please think of the children.
Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate that thoughtful discussion down below, and especially over on Twitter. That is at skag_3. You're always welcome to come hang out and chat in my live streams. They are linked down in the description. Looking forward to it. Okay, bye.